International Women's Day is celebrated on the 8th of March every year. It is a day set aside globally to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. It is also a day to aspire and inspire people to act in the ongoing effort for gender equality. The day seeks to celebrate women's contribution to society and raise awareness about the fight for gender parity. Aware that this year's celebration has the theme, Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World, hashtag Choose to Challenge. Also aware that the 26th anniversary of the Beijing Declaration and the theme for this year's Women's Day celebration seeks to challenge the world and an alert world from which challenges come and call out inequality. Further aware that the International Women's Day is a global celebration of women and their achievements, it is also a day to seek to raise the awareness on issues affecting women around the world, highlighting initiatives and campaigns focused on improving women's lives and increasing gender parity. The Senate also observes that, given the pandemic, we now more than ever before need to challenge pre-existing biases against women, some of which are systematic, political, cultural, and social. With the pandemic, we have new barriers which include an increase in domestic violence, unpaid care duties, unemployment, and poverty. We have to be intentional in about tackling these pre-existing and new biases to give women an opportunity to thrive. The Senate is further aware that women are at the forefront of the COVID-19 pandemic as healthcare workers, caregivers, innovators. Some of the most exemplary and effective national leaders in combating the pandemic were women. The pandemic has highlighted both the importance and contributions of women and the lopsided burden women carry. The Senate is concerned that at the national level, gender inequality still exists. For instance, there is a record of only one female governor in the history of Nigeria, few female deputy governors, the rest are always men. The 9th National Assembly in Nigeria has a record of only 8 female senators, while the rest are all men. Again, there are only 7 female ministers in Nigeria, which represent just about 15.9% of the entire 44 member male ministers, member ministerial list. This again reflects the need for gender equality. The Senate is convinced that we can all choose to challenge and call out gender biases and inequality. We can choose to challenge stereotypes, broader perspectives, improve situations, and celebrate women's achievements. Collectively, we can help create an inclusive world. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to urge employers of labor to give women equal opportunity, to allow women achieve their full potentials, to urge Nigerians to maintain a gender equal mindset and challenge gender stereotypes and biases. The 9th National Assembly is challenged to amend the Nigerian Constitution and include gender parity and enact laws that will improve the lot of Nigerian women and girls. The 9th Assembly is also challenged to change the laws that infringe on women's rights. Some of these laws are the Police Act, Federal Character Laws, Electoral Act, Labor Act, and then of course political party constitutions. The 9th Senate is also challenged, and the federal government as well, to forge positive visibility for women and celebrate women's achievements. The 9th Assembly is also urged to domesticate all conventions and treaties of the African Union and United Nations in respect of gender issues. I so move.
Senator Oluremi Tinubu.
My distinguished colleagues, my name is Oluremi Tinubu, representing Lagos Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise to second the motion raised by my colleague, Senator Betty Apiafi, the chairman for Senate Committee on Women. And with this, I would like to celebrate and congratulate every Nigerian woman for a day set aside for us to be recognized. If not for a day like this, men generally would not know that we women do exist.
Use your mic, please.
Then they will never know that we exist.
We know.
Use your mic.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is a day like this that gladdens our heart. In Africa, I won't say only in Africa, I know it's generally around the world, men have really taken upper hand all over the world. But for some places like America that we have seen has shown the light, for them to have the first female vice president, we celebrate that. But you see, these are just handful of women. We see a lot of women around the world that we can celebrate, presidents of nations, and even our own Okonjo-Iweala and Amina Mohammed. They are all doing great things. But when we look at all these women, it doesn't trickle down to the grassroots. Women who are the strength of this nation, I would even speak to. Yes. When it comes to politics, it is the women that will go around dancing in front of all these men that are in this Senate. Thank you, sir. But something gladdened my heart yesterday. If Mr. President doesn't mind for me to read this.
You may read. You may read it.
Will, let me just get the... Thank you. So I read this. This was sent to me. I salute the strength of a woman. A woman changes her name, changes her home, leaves her family, moves in with you, builds a home with you, gets pregnant for you. Pregnancy changes her body. She gets fat. Almost gives up in the labor room due to the unbearable pain of childbirth. Even the kids she delivers bear your name till the day she dies. Everything she does, cooking, cleaning your house, taking care of your parents, bringing up your children, earning, advising you, ensuring that you can be relaxed, maintaining all family relations, everything that will benefit you, from sometimes at the cost of our own health. Hobbies and beauty, everything is given to you. So who is really doing whom a favor? Dear men, appreciate the women in your lives always, because it is not easy to be a woman. Being a woman is priceless. Happy Women's Week. He said I should pass this to every woman to encourage them, and also to let the men celebrate the women in their lives. Having said that, when we look at what my chairman said today, how many women do we have in places to make decisions? We women know how we feel. What helps us? I remember when I came to this Senate the very first time, most people didn't know what I was going through. I sit at the back. It takes me time to even warm up to do my legislative duty. People didn't realize that most of the time I would get up, I was bleeding profusely. Nobody realized that. They thought I was just posing as the wife of Bola Tinubu sitting there. But I was trying to make sure that I get to the bathroom quickly, because at times I have to keep changing and changing. You don't know what we go through. How do you now make laws for us? A woman doesn't even have laws. And look at our children now. They are being kidnapped day in, day out. How do we now prepare for the future of these children? And as we speak, women are going to be endangered species democratically and even in politics. If laws are not put in place, when we bring in law to change anything that has to, I'm not talking about gender equity and equality now. I'm saying that our women, we have to come up with laws that all these men have to support us. You have wives, you have daughters, and some men, Senator Amosu today was telling us, oh, I have 4 daughters. But they're quickly marrying them to another man. Go and ship them somewhere, go and take care of them. But you see, to me, I'm 60 years old now. I get afraid of the quality of girls that are out there. Senator Smart moved a motion the other day. Remember, talking about girls you contributed to it. And we see, even when I open the social media, the way I see that girls are represented, it saddens me. They have become toys to get attention. So we have to do something so that the legacy of women like Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, strong women, Gambos Sawaba, different women that have done great things and great feats in this nation. We have to do something that our women will be really, really proud of the legacy we have left. As it is, our hands are tied. We can't even help them. Even in this Senate, when it comes to a motion or a bill that affects women, even the Constitution, we see the men voting against that. So we have to come up with legislation that will encourage more women to come in and participate in politics. As it is, we are in a developing country. So this is a undeveloped, I won't call it a third world country, but we are still developing. So we are not there yet. So we have to do something to protect our girls, so that at the end of...
You may round up now, please.
How do you want them to even get education? So they are being frightened to even get any form of education. And once you are not educated, you are the most ignorant person. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you.
Distinguished Senator Professor Nora Ladi Dadut.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Nora Ladi Dadut, representing Plateau South. Indeed, I am glad that our chairman, Senator Betty Apiafi, had moved this motion, and is very much relevant because we are still in the mood of celebrating the Women's International Day. I want to come from this other side in adding my voice to Senator Shade Tinubu, that the woman in her role has 3 specific and defined assignments in her role as a mother or as a daughter, in the public circle and within her own circle. You know, as a mother, she plays other roles, including the roles that are assigned to her by the man. The United Nations states that women make up 70% of the health sector. And where I am coming from is the COVID-19 world, where we are now. The woman has actually played a very critical and important role in this pandemic world that we are experiencing. They bear much more burden in the home and in the public. And in the public, we talk about the woman who is underpaid because of perhaps her gender. And her role in her circle, the women themselves, as one family, they fight their own cause, and sometimes they see that the man is not very, very supportive. In any case, I don't want to argue on that, because we in this sector, we need the support of the men. And first of all, the woman who is struggling to support her family is the same woman that is underpaid because perhaps the man seems to underrate her participation. To finalize, I want to say that at the center of it all, it is the woman and the child that suffer in this pandemic world. They suffer more because they are more vulnerable. In this case, I want to also make my own contribution to this motion that we, the women, we need to also collaborate and partnership with the men in order to increase our own part of the contribution, and not just that, to be able to overcome the various challenges that we are facing. And finally, I think I am proud to be a woman, and I thank God for creating me a woman. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senator Princess Stella Odo.
Mr. President, dear colleagues, I want to commend my chairman, Betty, for the wonderful motion she has presented. And I want to concur with all my dear sisters who have spoken before me. Mr. President, Nigerian statistics, as far as women population, that demography is concerned, says that we are 60%. Mr. President, just an analogy, when 60% of your body is not working and only 40% is working, I don't see the common sense in that. And so currently that is what is happening. Only 40% of the nation is actively being engaged without women participating. Mr. President, we must find a way to engage women, both in selective and elective positions. Mr. President, if you go to our communities today, men are not there. The custodians, the stakeholders within our rural communities today are women. The farmers in our rural communities today are women. Mr. President, is there any reason why women are not fully participating? Like Senator Tinubu asked, how can men take decisions on our behalf without knowing us? I think that would be a very uninformed decision. Mr. President, clearly it's very important that women issues, women activities should be mainstreamed. We need to fully participate. All women are asking for is a enabling environment. Women need to be empowered. Women need to be provided with enabling environment to enable women participate fully. Mr. President, every single one of us knows that when we were being brought up, the nurturing part of us, 70% of that was handled by our mothers. That shows you the innate skill, the innate strength that women have. Why is it that the nation and globally women are not being mainstreamed? Mr. President, I believe until such a time that women will be given her right place to help nurture this nation back to life, we will not have an economy that will be sustainable, because women are naturally good economists. For instance, a man that earns 30,000, he expects to eat good food. He expects that his children will go to school. Who plans all that? It is the woman. And so, Mr. President, I want to urge my colleagues, I want to urge the nation, particularly the national planners, to ensure that when they are planning, that women affairs must be mainstream, that women empowerment must be put in the main focus, that we must create an enabling environment where women can strive and show their innate skills and talents. Mr. President, I so submit.
Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Prayer 2 urge Nigerians to maintain a gender equal mindset and challenge gender stereotypes and biases. Those in favor of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Prayer 3 urge the 9th National Assembly to amend the Nigerian Constitution to include gender parity and to enact laws that will improve the lot of women and girls in Nigeria. Those in favor of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Prayer 4 urge the 9th National Assembly to challenge and change laws that infringe on women's rights, Police Act, Federal Character Law, Electoral Act, Labour Act, political party constitutions. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Prayer 5 urge the 9th National Assembly and the federal government to forge positive visibility for women and celebrate women's achievements. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. And prayer 6 urge the 9th National Assembly to domesticate all conventions and treaties of the African Union AU in respect of gender issues. Those in favor of prayer 6 say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues, especially our female colleagues, for this motion. I deliberately recognized the female senators to speak because this is a motion that all of them sponsored. Even though all of us here men are for she's, I believe that there is no deliberate way that men will ever do to undermine women. We came from mothers, we have daughters, we have wives, and I believe that we are together in this with our women. It's in the interest of our nation that we work together to give our women proper opportunities for them to also excel. And we must congratulate those that have already achieved so much in public space as well as in business. So this, I want to thank everyone, and even though it's a bit late, 2 days after the 8th of March, but still we congratulate Nigerian women, we congratulate the entire nation, and we believe that we have to do more to give our women more opportunities to serve. Distinguished Senator Tolu Odebi.